Hi there. It's October 28th and time for Proverbs 28. Getting towards the end of the books again. These are still Proverbs copied by Hezekiah's men. And there's some already highlighted. We'll just leave those highlighted. Maybe we'll find some new stuff, right? Verse 1, the wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are bold as a lion. Is that true? Let's see what this says. Because their own conscience accuseth them, right? The wicked flee because their own conscience accuses them. Always looking over their shoulder, right? Verse 2, when a land transgresses, it has many rulers. But with a man of understanding and knowledge, its stability will long continue. Kind of remind you of what's going on right now, right? We don't know who's running this country, but I think it's more than one person. See what happens. 3, a poor man who oppresses the poor is a beating rain that leaves no food, right? Poor people oppressing other poor people happens, right? Those who forsake the law praise the wicked, but those who keep the law strive against them. Right? Lots of people, lawbreakers, praise the wicked. Right? Honor among thieves. 5, evil men do not understand justice, but those who seek the Lord understand it completely. Justice, that belongs to the Lord, right? 6, better is a poor man who walks in his integrity than a rich man who is crooked in his ways. Walketh in his uprightness than he that perverteth his ways, though he be rich. Right? It's better to be poor with integrity and righteousness than rich and crooked. Money corrupts. Okay. 7, the one who keeps the law is a son with understanding, but a companion of gluttons shames his father. Right. That's the law. That's all of it, right? Biblical law, not the 250,000 laws they've written since then. 9, if one turns away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer is an abomination. Right? You don't study the Bible? You don't listen? You don't keep growing? Think about that. Whoever misleads the upright into an evil way will fall into his own pit, but the blameless will have a goodly inheritance. Notes over there. You lead the upright into an evil way, fall in their own trap. 11. A rich man is wise in his own eyes, but a poor man who has understanding will find him out. Can try him and judge that he is not wise. Right? A rich man. Rich people think they know everything. They're full of pride. They have lots of adoration because people like their money. And they're envious, which is a sin. Okay. But poor people, I mean, you could tell, okay, we're not desperately poor or anything, but you could tell some of these rich people who think they know everything when they really don't. I mean, they have no education. They just came into all this money, and suddenly they think they're smart, but you can tell they're not just by the way they act, right? 12, when the righteous triumph, there is great glory, but when the wicked rise, people hide themselves. Right. That's going on now, isn't it? Sure is. 13, whoever conceals his transgressions will not prosper, but he who confesses and forsakes them will obtain mercy. Right? Hiding your sins, God sees your heart. Okay? Confess and forsake. Get rid of them. Don't do them anymore. 14, blessed is the one who fears the Lord always, but whoever hardens his heart will fall into calamity. Right. 14, there's got to be a note here, right? Which standeth in awe of God and is afraid to offend him. Okay? Now, that's a very good interpretation of what it means to fear the Lord, okay? Stand in awe of God and are afraid to offend him. Fear the Lord. I like that. That's why I highlighted that. A great, right? That should be in the dictionary under fear the Lord. Right? Let's read that again. Stands in awe of God and is afraid of offending him. Hey, 15. Like a roaring lion or a charging bear is a wicked ruler over a poor people. Right? Oppressing. That's called oppressing. 16. A ruler who lacks understanding is a cruel oppressor, but he who hates unjust gain will prolong his days. Right? You don't like thieves, you don't like bribes, you don't like lobbyists? Take that where you want. 17. If one is burdened with the blood of another, he will be a fugitive until death. Let no one help him. You don't get over that, right? 18. Whoever walks in integrity will be delivered, but he who is crooked in his ways will suddenly fall. Yeah, that said the same thing up here, right? About integrity. Where was that? There it is. Better is a poor man who walks in integrity. See, now I'm lost. Okay, I was it. Okay, we read that one. Oh, here we are for 18. Walks in integrity, righteousness, right? Will be delivered. Okay, 19. Whoever works his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows worthless pursuits will have plenty of poverty. A faithful man will abound with blessing, but whoever hastens to be rich will not go unpunished, right? These get rich quick schemes are usually ripping somebody off. They never work out. Work. Slow and steady wins the race, right? Work. Don't follow worthless pursuits. You'll have plenty of poverty. 21. To show partiality is not good, but for a piece of bread a man will do wrong, right? You can always find somebody who will lie on a witness stand to say they saw something that they didn't. It went on then, it goes on now rampantly, right? Find somebody pouring for the small, give you $10 to say yes. 22. A stingy man hastens after wealth and does not know that poverty will come upon him. Man whose eye is evil. What's that say over here? Wicked eye. Meaning him that is covetous, stingy, right? Yeah. You know, stingy people never last, does it? 23. Whoever rebukes a man will afterward find more favor than he who flatters with his tongue. Now, that's important. Okay. Like a yes men. You ever seen yes men? Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. When somebody will walk up and say, that's wrong. Okay. It should be like this. You just told the boss he was wrong. Well, he was. Right? Afterward, you'll find more pay. He'll come to you and say, well, you were right. That was smart. Thanks for correcting me. Whoever robs his father or his mother and says there is no transgression is a companion to a man who destroys. Got that, kids? Don't rob your parents. That used to be punishable by death, okay, back in the Deuteronomy days. There's a lot to it when God said, honor your father and mother. 25. A greedy man stirs up strife, but the one who trusts in the Lord will be enriched. Don't be greedy. Trust in the Lord. 26. Whoever trusts in his own mind is a fool, but he who walks in wisdom will be delivered. Walks in wisdom. That's this stuff. That means not being prideful, being Humble. Okay, humble. Right? Walks in wisdom. Prideful, humble, fear the Lord. Right? Only uplift, never tear down. You will be delivered. 27, whoever gives to the poor will not want, but he who hides his eyes will get many a curse. Right? God said all over the Bible, if you give to the Lord, I will pay you back with interest. And he does every single time. If you close your eyes to that, you will get many a curse. Right? 28, when the wicked rise, people hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous increase. All right. We're all hoping for that, aren't we? We are. So let's go over our old highlights here. When a land transgresses, it has many rulers, but with a man of understanding and knowledge, its stability will long continue. A lot of us are hoping for that, aren't we? Because right now, this land has many rulers, and nobody knows who they are. There's a group of people in a dark basement somewhere calling all the shots. And you know it's for money and power. It's not for enriching the rest of us, is it? I highlighted, for those who forsake the law praise the wicked, but those who keep the law strive against them. Right? We're not talking about all these laws in the books. We're talking about God's laws. And we do strive against the wicked, and it's hard. Okay. 6 is important. It's yellow. Better is a poor man who walks in his integrity than a rich man who is crooked in his ways. Over here it says, poor man that walketh in his uprightness. Right? Fearing the Lord, being humble. Right? And having that be part of your very nature. 8 was highlighted. Whoever multiplies his wealth by interest and profit gathers it for him who is generous to the poor. And I think we missed this, didn't we? It says, for God will take away the wicked usurer and give his goods to him that shall bestow them well. Okay. Now it says in the Bible, sooner or later, these super rich people will lose their wealth, and it'll end up in the hands of somebody who will be generous to the poor, right? Or that shall bestow them well. Okay. It will happen. Not right away, of course, but it will happen. Okay? Oh, I don't know why we missed that the first time. Interest and profit. That's all these banks, okay? Banks, credit cards, charging exorbitant amounts. Mortgage, okay? I have a mortgage, of course. It's the biggest interest scam there ever was. I'm paying, you have $100,000 house, you end up paying over almost $500,000 for it because of all the interest, okay? And they have you over bail, and you can't do anything if you want a house, okay? It's wrong. And sooner or later, the banks will fail, okay? And all those loans will be called off, right? I highlighted 11. A rich man is wise in his own eyes, but a poor man who has understanding will find him out, right? Or can judge that he is not wise. Right? These rich people that think they know everything, they're all prideful, And people like to listen to them. I want to be rich like that, okay? Highlighted 12. When the righteous triumph, there is great glory, but when the wicked rise, people hide themselves. Right? Just a statement, okay? And it's true. Okay? And get away from those people. 15 was highlighted, like a roaring lion or charging bear is a wicked ruler over a poor people. Right? They love that kind of power and oppressiveness. They love to oppress people. And right next to it, a ruler who lacks understanding, a wicked ruler, is a cruel oppressor. But he who hates unjust gain will prolong his days. Right? Unjust gain. Ill-gotten gains, it says in some of the older books. Right? He that hateth covetousness, don't covet things, right? 19 and 20. Whoever works his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows worthless pursuits will have plenty of poverty, right? Just simple. Work, don't dream, work. A faithful man will abound with blessing, but whoever hastens to be rich will not go unpunished, right? It never lasts, okay? You usually end up in more trouble and poorer and more in debt than when you started with all that money. Happens almost every time. Okay? And 23, whoever rebukes a man will afterward find more favor than he who flatters with his tongue, right? Some dignitary, some boss, you're going into a big meeting. Do I look okay? You know, this is an important meeting for the company. And everybody will go, yeah, right? And one person will stand up and say, you got something green in your teeth right here from lunch. And it's really standing out and it looks bad. He'll later on go, oh, well, why didn't you? I was afraid to say anything. You know, and one person stands up and that person will later on finally say, thank you. That would have been so embarrassing. You know, here's a raise, right? And 27, whoever gives to the poor will not want, right? But he who hides his eyes will get many a curse, right? God pays you back with interest. If you give to the poor, you will always get back more than you gave every single solitary time you do it, okay? Even if you give a poor man your last $5, you will get back more than you paid every single time. Right? He who hides his eyes will get many a curse. Right? Shall have many curses. Think about that. And 28, when the wicked rise, people hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous increase. We're looking for that, aren't we? So, there you go. That's Proverbs 28. Like I said, we're getting towards the end. And more tomorrow. 29. And then chapter 30 is one of my favorite chapters. It winds it all up about wisdom and what it is. And it's a really important chapter. But today's good. Tomorrow's more Proverbs. And then we'll finish it up here this week. So there are 31 days in this month, so we get to do one each day. So there you go. Stay tuned later on today. We're on day 300 and I think 3 or 2 or 3 or something like that. I lose count. I'm checking. Checking. Day 302. Okay. And Jesus is on his way to Jerusalem, healing people, raising the dead. All right. So there you go. Give us a like if you think about it. But until later, we'll continue. See you next time.